Let's boost your English skills.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Boost English podcast. I'm Olivia, your host for today. I hope you're all doing great, whether you're listening in the morning, afternoon, or late at night. It's amazing to think about all of you tuning in from different places. Maybe you're commuting to work or school. Maybe you're taking a walk in the park, or perhaps you're at home enjoying a quiet break with a cup of coffee or tea. Whatever the case, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'm excited to spend this time together. Today, it's just me, no special guests, and I'll do my best to make our conversation both helpful and fun. Before we get into our main topic, let's just chat a bit. How has your day been? My day started with me nearly tripping over my cat on the way to the kitchen, so that was my wake-up call. I guess that's one way to get your heart pumping in the morning. Sometimes I wonder if pets secretly plan to walk in front of us at the worst possible time. Anyway, once I got my coffee made, things went a bit smoother. How about you? Have you ever had a morning that started off a little rocky? It's funny how small events can set the tone for the day, right? But I figure if something silly happens early on, maybe the rest of the day can only improve. Now, let me tell you what this podcast is all about. In each episode, I focus on one main topic in English and share my ideas, stories, and tips with you. By listening, you can practice your English comprehension and pick up new vocabulary along the way. Near the end, I'll explain some of the more challenging words or expressions. That way, you'll be able to fully understand everything and use the words in your own conversations. Learning a new language can be tough, but I believe it can also be fun if we take it one step at a time. If at any point you feel overwhelmed, don't worry. Just pause, rewind, or review the tricky parts later. That's the beauty of a podcast. You can enjoy it at your own pace. Our main topic today is how to get rid of stress. I think we can all relate to feeling stressed. Whether you're a student dealing with exams, a professional juggling work deadlines, a parent taking care of a busy household, or someone facing personal challenges, stress seems to pop up in all areas of life. I want to share 5 strategies that have helped me or people I know. Everyone is different, so maybe not every strategy will suit you perfectly, but hopefully at least one will resonate and give you an idea for reducing your own stress levels. The first strategy is about physical movement. When we feel stressed, our bodies produce stress hormones, and we can get stuck in that uneasy feeling of tension. A great way to break out of it is by exercising. Exercise doesn't have to be a marathon or a high-intensity workout at the gym. It can be something as simple as a brisk walk, a dance session to your favorite music, or a quick stretch in your living room. The idea is to get your body moving because physical activity releases chemicals in your brain that improve your mood and help you relax. Even a small amount of daily exercise can make a real difference. If you find yourself saying, "I don't have time," maybe you could just slip in 10 minutes of yoga or do a quick set of jumping jacks during a work or study break. It's about building a habit of movement. How does that sound to you? Is there any short activity you could sneak into your routine? The second strategy involves mindfulness or meditation. I know these words can sound intimidating, or maybe you imagine a monk sitting silently for hours. In reality, mindfulness can be as simple as paying close attention to what you're doing in the present moment. For example, if you're washing dishes, you focus on the temperature of the water, the feel of the soap, the sound of the water running. If your mind wanders to your worries or your plans for tomorrow, you gently bring it back to what you're doing right now. Meditation is similar, but often more focused on breathing or a specific thought. Even 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing can have a powerful calming effect. The key is to practice consistently. Some people enjoy using apps that guide them through short meditations. Others just sit quietly and breathe. It might feel a bit strange at first, but over time, it can help you manage stress by grounding you in the present. Do you think you'd be open to trying something like that? The third strategy is about strengthening your social connections. It can be really tough going through stress on your own, but sometimes we isolate ourselves when we feel anxious. Maybe we worry we'll burden others, or we just don't feel like socializing. Yet talking to a trusted friend, family member, or even an online support group can ease your mental load. Sharing what's on your mind might not solve the problem immediately, but it often helps you see things in a clearer light. You might realize that other people have faced similar challenges and can offer advice or just a compassionate ear. Likewise, being there for someone else can also reduce stress because you gain a sense of connection and mutual support. We humans are social beings, and even the most introverted among us can benefit from a genuine conversation. Do you have someone you can reach out to when things get tough? If not, maybe this is a good time to try to build new connections or reconnect with old friends. It might feel awkward at first, but a simple text or phone call can go a long way. The fourth strategy centers on time management. One huge cause of stress is feeling like there's never enough time to complete all your tasks. Whether it's homework, job assignments, errands, or personal projects, it's easy to become overwhelmed if we don't have a clear plan. A helpful approach is to write down everything you need to do, then organize those tasks by priority. Tackle the most important ones first, and be honest with yourself about how much you can realistically handle in a day. If you notice it's too much, see if there's a way to postpone, delegate, or drop less important items. Breaking larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps can also make a big difference. Instead of writing "clean the entire house," you might break it down by rooms or by specific tasks, like vacuuming the living room or doing the dishes. That way, you get a sense of accomplishment each time you check off a small step. Another tip is to set aside a bit of buffer time for rest and unexpected events, so you're not constantly in a panic about running late. Do you use any apps or calendars to manage your schedule, or do you prefer paper planners? The fifth strategy is adopting a positive outlook and incorporating gratitude into your routine. This doesn't mean you force yourself to be happy when you're not, but rather that you try to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. For instance, if something doesn't go the way you planned, you could reflect on what went wrong and how you might do it differently next time. You can also remind yourself that setbacks happen to everyone and that they don't define your worth. Practicing gratitude can help you shift your focus from worries to the good things in your life. Some people keep a journal where they write down a few things they're grateful for each day. It can be as simple as appreciating a nice meal or feeling thankful for a friend who checked in on you. Over time, this habit can train your mind to notice the positives rather than constantly dwelling on the negatives. Being kind to yourself is another huge part of a healthy mindset. If you make a mistake, try talking to yourself the way you talk to a close friend. You wouldn't call your friend stupid or hopeless, right? So be gentle with yourself, and you might find that you recover from stress more quickly. Those are the 5 strategies I wanted to share. Moving your body, practicing mindfulness, staying connected to others, managing your time well, and working on a positive outlook. Of course, there are more ways to handle stress, such as getting enough quality sleep or having creative hobbies, but I think this set of tips offers a good foundation. Sometimes all it takes is a small change in habit to see a real difference in how you feel day to day. Which one of these ideas do you think speaks to you the most? I'd love to hear about any methods you already use to handle stress too. Everyone's got their own tricks, and it's always great to learn from each other. Now, as promised, I want to spend a few minutes explaining some of the words or phrases that might have been challenging. If you've been listening closely, you might have heard me mention a few less common terms. Let's go through them now so you can strengthen your vocabulary. First, I mentioned endorphins. These are chemicals in the brain that make you feel good. Your body produces them when you exercise, laugh, or do other enjoyable activities. They help reduce pain and increase a sense of well-being. I also referred to your body's fight or flight state, which is the natural reaction to stress or danger. When something scary or stressful happens, your body prepares to either confront it or run away. This can lead to a faster heartbeat, muscle tension, and other physical changes. I brought up mindfulness, which is a practice of paying attention to the present moment without judging it. It helps you notice your thoughts and feelings in a calm, focused way. Another term is procrastination, which means delaying or avoiding doing a task until later, often the last minute. Many of us struggle with procrastination, and it's often linked to stress because it creates a pileup of unfinished work. I mentioned prioritize and delegate, two words related to time management. To prioritize means to figure out which tasks are most important and do those first. To delegate means to hand off tasks to someone else who can handle them, which can reduce your personal workload. Gratitude is the feeling of being thankful. When you practice gratitude, you remind yourself of the good things in your life, even if they seem small. I also talked about your mindset, which is the way you think about and approach challenges. It's your overall attitude or perspective. Self-talk is the inner conversation you have with yourself in your mind, and it can be positive or negative. Finally, I use the word setbacks to describe problems that slow you down or interrupt your progress. Understanding these words will help you explain stress and coping strategies more clearly in English. If any of them still seem confusing, you can listen to this part again or look them up in a dictionary to see more examples. We're coming to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for staying with me. I hope these ideas for managing stress will be useful in your daily life. It's normal to face stress. The goal isn't to erase it completely, but to handle it in healthier ways. Try starting with one small change, like a short walk every morning, or writing a quick gratitude note before bed. Stick with it for a bit and see if you notice a difference in your mood and energy. If you do, that's great. If not, maybe try another approach until you find something that works best for you. You could also mix and match different methods. It's all about discovering what helps you personally. I'd love to know how things go for you, so feel free to leave a comment or send a message if you want to share your experience or ask a question. This podcast is all about learning and growing together, and I'm always excited to hear from listeners. If you enjoyed this episode, you can also share it with a friend who might be dealing with stress. You never know whose day you might brighten by giving them a new idea or some encouragement. All right, that's it for now. Thank you again for tuning in to the Boost English podcast. I truly appreciate your time and attention. Keep practicing English, keep taking care of yourself, and remember that stress is manageable when you have the right tools and mindset. I'll be back soon with another episode, and until then, I'm sending you positive vibes and wishing you a stress-free day. I'm Olivia, signing off. Take care, and bye for now.